Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another session with the older man. Today's subject, my dear friends, is what do women really want? You know, this is just one of those subjects that it's eternal. It doesn't get old. It just stays with us forever. Because men have been wondering about this from the beginning of time. What is it that women want now? And so many men get confused because even though we seem to be giving women every single thing that they want, modern feminism have literally said we want more, and it's never enough. And it has gotten to the point now where men are so sick of female demands that they have just said, no, hell no. I am no longer prepared to give you my soul for you to crush it. So here we are. More and more single women out there crying that they can't find a good man. And it's just become a mantra. So my friends, this is what we're going to be discussing today. At the end of this, I'll give you my conclusion. But I want you to hear it from women. Okay? So guys, you know what I'm always going to ask. Just give me a thumbs up on this video as you do so that the algorithm can treat me with some respect. Log in to askanolderman.com, book a session, but more importantly, hey, join our free community at this point. Come in, join the community. For these next 2 months, we're in the process of working on losing weight. So a lot of you have joined the system where you're following my journey on me trying to lose 10 pounds within the next 2 months. And I'm documenting this, and I'm also encouraging you with the techniques that I use to lose this weight. So guys, log in, have some fun. It's a free course, no problem, and it's just an ongoing thing. This will also give you the opportunity to join us as a community on Facebook, where we can all interact and, you know what, get to know other people, like-minded people. That's the idea behind a community, okay? And of course, if you want to book a chat with me, same place, askanolderman.com. If you want some mentorship, you have problems, you have any issues that you think I could help you with, hey, I'm here. The older man is here. I'm that uncle you never had, the father you never had, the mentor that pretty much knows a lot about life. And if you have a quick question, by all means, get me over on Instagram. Send me a voice message, and I will be more than happy to answer that question for you. Okay? Free of charge, no problem. Okay, so guys, I am trying to bring all of us together, like-minded people, to break this curse that we're constantly going through, of where women and men seem to be at an impasse, where no one seems to be getting along. It's a never-ending story, really. But we have to address the elephant in the room. What is it that women really want from men? And I love the fact that this question was asked way back in the 80s, 80, on television, and this man, I think, gave the most brilliant freaking answer. This is red pill at its finest. Of course, they call it red pill these days, but this guy had it down pack.
What do women really want?
I don't care what they want. I only care what they respond to. See, my focus is a little bit different from your other guests. There's what women say they want, there's what women think they want, and then there's what they actually respond to. I'm not an academic, I'm not a theoretician. I'm interested in what works on the street when it's time to date and mate. And what women actually respond to is not what they say they want.
So what do they respond to?
They really respond to a guy who's a challenge, a guy who's a question mark, a guy who keeps them guessing. You see, in the beginning, the less attractive you are physically, the more you have to rely on your attitude. And that's what I wrote my book for. I wrote my book for the average-looking, even ugly guy who goes out there in the real world and tries to be a nice guy, gets his head kicked in.
Oh, this guy nailed it to the T, to the T. Here's the thing, gentlemen. You have to understand why this man said that he only concerned about what women respond to. Women will always try to put their best face forward. Their best face forward. Reputation to them is important. Now, I'm not talking about these women who call themselves hoes and who say I'm a bitch, I'm a this, and I'm not talking about those type of women. Women that don't have any respect for themselves. That's a whole other category of woman, which most men should never, ever consider eligible for long-term relationships. hit it and get the hell out, because those are the women that don't have any respect for themselves. If a woman don't have the respect for herself to uphold a certain standard, then she's not going to have any respect for you, my friend. So we're referring to those normal women who want respect, but she wants respect from the entire society. So she's going to tell you what she thinks society wants her to say in order for her to uphold her morality. It's all about being as moral and as noble and as demure as possible as a woman. This is the mask, the illusion that men were told that they should see in women. And with that mask that we see, we must treat women with kid gloves and the utmost respect, and we must cherish them because they're precious. That's what we have been told since the beginning of time. And this was fine when women kept their modesty and their morality and their ability to be good mothers and good wives. Yeah, that was fine. But today's modern woman, no. You do that, you're known as the nice guy. And the nice guy never wins. So what he says makes perfect sense, because women will tell you the BS in order to make herself look good, but it isn't really what she wants. She don't want a man to come to her every day telling her all these sweet nothings. It will become boring, routine. So what is it that women really want is what we got to address. Now, I like the fact that this man had the key, and he gave men the key back in those days. And you notice how the woman just shut up. There was no woman objecting to what he was saying, because they knew deep down the man was telling the truth. All of these women were silent as they were listening to him. There were no objection. Now, I'm sure there were objections after he made that statement, because of course they have to defend their morality and their virtue. Of course they had to do that. But while he was talking, they were shocked because this guy had figured them out. So let's hear what some of these comments said about him. Dennis Sanchez says, too much truth for them to handle. Yeah, exactly. Chris said, this guy is living in the year 3023. This is it. This guy has figured it out, man. Clips of classic movies said, The Game. My father's 91 and my mother 85. He still plays The Game. He said, you always have to keep them in check, otherwise they take advantage. And that, gentlemen, is the key right there. I've been with my wife 20 years and I still got to play that bloody game with her. I got to keep her guessing. That's it. You have to keep women guessing on their toes, otherwise they will take advantage of you. That is the key right there. Jamila said, she's a woman, wow. Every father should teach this to his son. He's 100% correct. There we go. A woman actually said it. I'm beautiful. Love it. Tyler Van Roy said, in my experience, the nice guy, unless there's a lot of natural chemistry, loses because women get bored with them. Yeah, yes, that's the reality of it. The one thing that women hate more than anything else, and I've said this in practically every single one of my videos, boredom to a woman is kryptonite to her, like it is to Superman. So let's hear what some women say that they want.
I want a man who acts like a man, who's manly, who takes care of things.
Leader.
I don't need you to kill an alligator with your hands, but I need to feel so feminine around you because you are so masculine that I can turn my brain off because I know you've got it.
Yeah.
I trust you. I trust your intellect. I trust your character. I trust that I can close my eyes and follow you blindly, and I'm going to be happy about where I end up. That's what it's about. We go out. I don't have to use my brain. I don't have to think. You know what I mean? Order the whole thing for us. Take me, plan the thing. Say you tell me where we're going, and we're all set. That's honestly, it's so lost on us. And like, yes, toxic masculinity, that's not good, but we need masculinity. It's really important. And that's what we try to push. And we live in a time of, unfortunate new age feminism and this whole idea that women and men need to be the same and they need to compete. And it's all from the enemy. It's all lies. None of.
We want a man who acts like a man, but we don't want a toxic man. But we want a man who acts like a man and take care of everything so that we don't have to think as women. Do you understand why, gentlemen, you cannot ask a woman what she wants? It's impossible for her to describe what she wants. She don't know. Women don't know what they want until it's given to them. And then you watch what they respond to, then do it again. That's the reality. So basically what she's saying is she wants a man to just pay for everything and take control of everything. And she just acts like a child. I don't have to think about shit. In other words, she don't want to damn well and grow up. And that, my friend, is pretty privilege that she's suffering from. And she has no clue what she wants. Do not ever listen to what a woman says when she says this sort of crap. Because you can't have a man and then not want a toxic man. Because the definition of a man, apparently to all women, is men being men, which is setting the rules, setting boundaries, and saying, no, you can't do that. No, you're not getting that. No, that's it. That's what a man does. He takes responsibility. He's rational. He's logical. And all of those things comes with a tremendous amount of discipline and accountability on her part and his. But for women, that is toxic. But the man is being a man. This is a conundrum for most women. They want a man, but they don't want a man that do anything that they don't agree with. That's basically what she's saying. She wants him to do everything for her, but she's going to get bored with that. Yeah, make it make sense. I'll read a few comments from this one. Kodezi said, she described Jesus. That boy, Danny says, laughing my ass off. Suddenly, it's not toxic masculinity. And one more. Golden House said, sounds like a free ride through life. Yep, exactly. Marcus Vasquez says, translation, pay for absolute everything. Paul Wiggle said, I don't have to use my brain. Exactly. That's all they want. That's all they want, you know. This one is a little bit more in depth, which is true. Danny Diaz says, wanting a confident and secure partner is totally understandable. But it's crucial to remember that when two people join forces, they both play a role in their own happiness and journey.
What do women really want from men? They want men to be available, to allow them to feel significant, but to prioritize them. And that means that we need to be consistent as men. We need to show up in our response to challenge and difficulty in consistent ways. If we show up in volatility and reactivity, we don't have control of our faculties. We're not really present to the situation. We're being dictated to by past events within our psychology, and we're letting that leak out in the present moment. We become untrustworthy in those moments. And so what do women really want? Consistency, presence, to know that they matter enough for that man to do his inner work, to look at himself and to prioritize the well-being of himself and his partner. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What would you add to this?
I agree in certain respects. Basically what he's saying is men have to be stoic, they have to be critical thinkers, they have to be logical, and they have to be disciplined enough to show up consistently every single time that his partner needs him. And that is all great. Those are all the traits that you need to be a good partner. But you need a partner to also appreciate that, because that reliability to a lot of women starts to become boring. Anything that is consistent is what women have a problem with. That sort of erratic behavior drives her mental, and that is what keeps her a little grounded. So you almost have to be a little inconsistent on some things. You almost got to keep her guessing sometimes. But when it comes to the important shit, definitely you have to be consistent. When it comes to paying those bills, that rent, that mortgage, that payments, etc., those are the kind of things you be consistent on. But coming home the same time every night, or doing, making sure that you keep this incredible stable routine all the time where she's constantly knows exactly what you're doing, that you might have to break it up every once in a while just to play that game, unfortunately. Yeah, I know, gentlemen. You gotta do it, unfortunately. It's just the reality of keeping your wife entertained. You gotta be an entertainer in certain respects.
Women in general are always afraid. And men also need to stop demonizing this attribute in women because it's true about women. Women need constant reassurance, constant security, and stability. Now, when a woman accepts that she constantly needs reassurance and security, then she will start doing things in order to feel that reassurance and security, to not be burdensome with it. And the way that you don't become burdensome with your need to be secure all the time is by accepting that that's who you are. And when you do that, you start communicating that to others. And then now they don't go, oh, she's a crazy bitch. She's a woman who needs love and affection.
He has a point. Most women are afraid, and that's why they make that big move to ultimately screw you to get their security when they feel that they are coming to the end of their beauty life, when they feel that they can no longer compete with Becky, who's 20, 26, 27, 28, that you glanced at or you mentioned or you wank off to porn. She realized that I don't have that anymore. She's going to make a jump for that ultimate security to make sure that you don't leave her in the lurch. I strongly feel that that's one of the big reasons that a lot of women leave. That's one of them. I've spoken about the other reasons where they just feel that they want to get back out on the streets. But a lot of women live in fear constantly. And if they feel that they can leave you and take everything or half or 75% and the house to have that ultimate security, they feel like, oh, okay, I'm good. Until they realize that, I could have stayed with him because he was a good man and he provides other things besides money. So, my friends, you have to understand female nature. Women do live in a lot of fear. And when their major assets, their beauty, runs out, it gets even scarier. They might not even know it. You have to keep reassuring her that you're going to be there, you're going to be there, you're going to be there, especially in your later years. It's very important for men to reassure your woman that regardless what happens, you're going to be there. And you work with her, get her in the gym, go on those walks, help her with her diet, make sure that both of you stay in really good shape so that you will ultimately make her feel like she is somebody that's valued and you're her helpmate as much as she's your helpmate. Make sense? Let me know if it doesn't.
There are 5 things that a woman or a wife needs in order to be happy in a relationship. Number 1, affection. Her definition of affection, not your definition. Not every woman wants cars and not every woman wants flowers. Number 2, she has a need to be able to communicate with her husband. Men need more sex, but women need more communication and affection. So communication is the second one. Number 3, she has a need for her husband to be honest and open with her at all times. That's extremely important for a woman. Number 4, there is a need that is met in a woman when the husband is a really, really good father. It meets a strong need on the inside of her. And number 5, there's a great need that is met in a woman when she feels secure. Women need to feel secure in the relationship. They don't want you to blame things on them. They don't want you to run out when you quit your job. All of those things are important to a woman. Find out what your wife needs so that you can make her happy.
I cannot object to any of those as a man who's in my marriage for 20 years. It is important that you make your wife feel secure. But more importantly, guys, communication. Whether you're married or you're in a relationship, communicate. Now, don't get it mixed up where he says that, a woman should know how you feel. That basically means that you can communicate that, hey, you know what? I'm feeling X, Y, and Z. I'm not feeling 100% today. But don't cry to your woman. Don't ever make that mistake. You can express that, God, I got a few aches and pains. But, honey, can you, I'm not, don't do the whole moaning and crying shit. Don't do that. What you should do is be stoic. Focus on, hey, you know what? I'm not feeling too good today. I'm going to go to the doctor. Instead of, I'm not feeling too good. I got to go to the... Don't do that. Just say it. Listen, I've been feeling a bit of pain in the left arm and my chest, etc. I'm going to go to the doctor and check it out. Stay stoic, my friends. Focus. You don't want to make the woman know that you're weak because she needs that protection. She cannot be protected from a weak man. Got it?
A lot of women are ruining good relationships and they think it's the other person's fault. They think they have no part to play. Oh, he just shut down. If he's not emotionally mature enough to communicate his feelings, then that has nothing to do with me. That's on him, and he needs to grow. And he gonna move on and be with somebody else. And you're gonna sit there right by yourself, and you're gonna be right for the moment. but you're going to get left in the relationship. You unload all your chaos until he's had enough, and then you try to find a new man and do the same thing. Whenever that man stops talking to you, be afraid. You see, when your man is very vocal, you better appreciate that man being straightforward, because let me tell you something, the minute that he stops talking, you need to be worried. Because either he's playing an exit strategy, he talking to somebody else, he cheating with somebody else, or he's in this relationship and he's done with you. And he's just still there.
Yeah, I heard no lies there, my friends. Ladies, you can't bring chaos into a relationship and expect it to last long. Men want peace when they get home. That's it, peace. Someone who's demure, who's quiet, non-argumentative, peace. That is essential for every man. After he goes out and kills himself fighting the world, because he has to fight against other men, and they're not kind to other men. They're much kinder to women. So a man gets home, he wants peace. So if you bring in chaos all the time, you bring in your pain, your hurt, your problems, your emotional roller coasters, you're going to just make the man go quiet. Yes, she's right. Don't ever make your man go quiet. That's when it becomes a problem. Okay? I heard no lies here. So a woman has to take some accountability.
These are things is what a woman wants in a relationship. I call it the 4 P's. Number 1, a woman wants to know that she's number 1. She wants to know that no matter what you do, what you have, what you don't have, that she is number 1 in your mind and in your heart. A woman does not want to play second fiddle to your job, to your mother, to the Super Bowl, to your car, to your legal and honorable outside interests. A woman wants to know that who she is in your life is primary to you and for you. Now, the way you demonstrate to her that she is number 1 is to tell her. Tell her she's number 1. And to show her means involve her in the aspects of your life and your affairs, all aspects of your life. In other words, get her opinion and her input, even if you don't want it or need it. And this is where it gets a little sticky, because so often men feel their partner is number 1. They do things to show her she's number 1, but they don't communicate that she is number 1. They work hard. They bring home the money, and then they plop down in front of the television and never say another word. Or they go into the basement and start tinkering with their men toys, and they fail to communicate. I missed you today. I love you today. Let me tell you what I did today. After a while, a woman doesn't hear those things, and she starts to think, feel, and believe he doesn't care about me. And that's where the trouble begins. Gentlemen, a woman needs to know she's number 1 in your mind and in your heart, no matter how hard you work, no matter how much money you give her. And it is up to you to figure out how to tell her, show her, communicate to her that she is number 1. Okay?
That is so true. So true. Every day. Every single day. My wife come home from work. She comes straight over to my desk. Because most of the time, I'm still at my desk editing. Every day, my wife come home from work. Without fail, wherever I am, whether I'm in the kitchen or whether I'm outside or whether, it doesn't matter. She comes to me. She gives me a kiss. I always ask, how was your day, babes? She says, same old, same old. If it was another day, because she works at an office, not a lot happens different from the day before, right? I don't want to hear about HR and, the politics of somebody ate the sandwich in the fridge or, I'm not interested in that stuff. I just want to know if there is something that happened major that will influence her job. That's it. That's all I'm concerned about. And she knows that. But the fact that I ask is important. She gets to say, same old, yeah, same, nothing different. Which reassures her that I actually care. And she will say sometimes, what about you? And I'll say, same, haven't really done anything different today. But just that interaction is enough to make her feel that I care. When she leaves the house, the same thing occurs. All right, see you later. Where you going? What's up? That's it. I want to know. It shows that I care. Not that I'm interested in following or knowing. She knows that I care about her well-being. We live in a different country. It doesn't matter. When she leaves the house, she's out of my protection. I want to know. When my girls leave the house, I want to know where they're going. And they make sure that they go where they tell me that they're going, so that I know mentally that, hey, if anything happens, I know where I can send the authorities. I know where I can go to find them. Get it? That idea that they feel secure that I'm asking shows that I care. That's it. So gentlemen, understand that that's vital for women.
So I've been seeing this stuff going around social media where 1 minute ladies want to be independent, do their own thing, and then the next they want a man to take care of them. So my question is, women, as a collective, what do we really want? We keep saying we fighting for equality, which I don't know why. We already have equality. There's no reason to fight for something we already have, because the women before us already did that. So we fought for equality, and we were saying we were so oppressed and we couldn't work and the man wouldn't let us do anything. Now we're able to work, and now a man say, hey, you work now, you should contribute to the household. Now it's, why do I have to contribute? Another thing that's annoying, why is, as black people, we're always comparing ourselves to other races? Stop acting like black men are the only ones asking for a woman to help out in the household. That is not the case. How many times you seen other race of women helping out in the household or helping out outside of the household? So we have to choose. Either we want to work and be independent and help out, or we want to be oppressed and sit at home and cook and clean.
This is the confusion that modern women and modern relationships have to deal with. Let's start with what she said initially. Women have all the rights. They have more rights than men. What else do they need? I keep telling you guys this more and more. When feminism asked for rights for women, and women got all the rights they needed, if you give a woman $100, she's going to want 150. When you give her 150, she's going to want 200. And it keeps going and going. You cannot satisfy women. So now that women have rights, they don't want just rights, my friend. They want superiority, because that's how a female brain works. She cannot be satisfied with what she has. That's why you always have to play that game. So understand how the female brain works, even though most females don't even know how their brain works. I'm telling you, my 50 years of existence studying female behavior, you cannot satisfy a woman. Her satisfaction only comes really late in life, like literally late 50s, 60s, where she feels like, okay, you know what? I don't really need this. I don't need to go there. I don't need... And that's mostly because she's done pretty much everything. She's pretty much satisfied because she's done everything. Now she can settle down when her knees aren't working as well and her hips aren't working as well. And, you know, at that point, she's happy to sit down and do some gardening or some crocheting or, you know, go to her Pilates classes and have some relaxed time. But until then, my friend, you have to put up with a person who's going to constantly ask for more. They're going to constantly push and push and push for more. So I hope you guys learned something from this one, my friends. I'm going to end it here. Hey, listen, if you've gotten this far, give me a thumbs up on this message for sure. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Log in to askanolderman.com, book a session, or join our membership community. So until next time, my friends, remember, whenever in doubt, always ask an older man. I'll see you soon. Cheers.